What's up? Welcome back to my page. I hope you are having a great week so far. This week, Monday was Indigenous Peoples Day / Columbus Day, whatever day you choose to celebrate or name it, but we had a day off, or at least people that work I shouldn't say regular jobs, but people that are more in corporate, like banks were closed, schools were closed, and whatnot. So, but anyway, I hope you had a great Monday, extended weekend if you had one, and if not, I hope you're having a great week so far, being that we are almost through, we're almost through October. We're, now in the middle of the month, we're going into the middle of the month of October, but nevertheless, let's get right into it. This week we are coming in with 405 new actives. 91 homes came back to active, so that means that they had homes that went off the market temporarily for whatever reason. They may have been either under contract. The seller may have decided to take the home off the market temporarily to do with whatever they need to do to get the house ready for sale, or something came up, or that, for any other reasons. So far, it may have been either on contract or they took it off. That means that they're back to active and that they are available for home buyers to come and take a look at those again, or if they had lost the bid on them, come back again and try again if they haven't found their new house or gotten under contract. But regardless, it's still another opportunity, and 470 homes had decreased their prices, whereas 46 homes had increased their prices. So we're now on this new trend where the houses are now now we're seeing a lot more decreases in pricing. The market's starting to readjust and reposition itself, so that because a lot of the banking industry and home buyers are not really going above and beyond for a home anymore, since prices were kind of going sky high. Now things are starting to cool and taper off. But now homes have decreased they're decreasing their pricing to reposition themselves on the market to entice new buyers and to generate an offer. And homes that are price increased before, a couple months ago, or even for the last 18 months, we were in the 70s for price increases normally for price increase homes, and now we're lower. We're in the 30s and 40s now, under 50. So believe it or not as long as it's a really hot home, you may see that, but now it's like you'll still see homes that are coming in where the prices have increased a little bit, or it could be a mistake on the listing agent when they even put it into the MLS. But moving on, we had 108 homes that went active under contract and 323 homes that went into pending. So active under contract means that the buyer and seller had gotten to contract with each other. The seller found a buyer that wanted to buy the house. The buyer found a house that they wanted to buy, and they're going through their contingencies, but the seller doesn't want to take the house off the market completely. They still want to leave it open to entice more buyers or more interest. But regardless, that doesn't mean anything anymore, because once it goes under contract, people don't look at them anymore, or at least they're not allowing people to come back in to come in and look at the house. They're not allowing showings. But for pending, that means that the buyer had passed their contingency periods, they had passed their inspections, they went through appraisal and got their financing commitment, their mortgage commitment, and they are off to closing. They're on their way to closing, just going through underwriting and whatnot to make sure that the buyers are in good standing before the loan officially closes out and the seller can sell their house. So, and with that being said, we are at 290 closing new homes that have closed this week. So congratulations to those home buyers and sellers who have successfully went through the home buying process. So now for my next segment, we are at where I just kind of give some market stats. For median list price, we are at 305,000 median list. So that is starting to go back, tinker back up. But you know what? The market is very temperamental. It ebbs and flows. Some weeks are lower, some weeks are more, but we are now above 300,000 at 305. Price per square foot is at $246, and days on market is now at 26. It is now at 22 days on market. I'm sorry. So we are still kind of within that whole range. It's starting to creep up a little bit more. Whereas we were kind of hovering between 17 to 20. Now it's starting to creep up by a couple of days for average days on market. And our current inventory is at 4,265 homes that are available for you to take advantage of, to be if you're still interested and you're still looking. So we have we're still around that number 4,000. So it's still low, but regardless, new homes do come back on the market. Not new homes come back on the market, but new homes do come on the market every single day. So always remember that. My last part is the market segment. We are at for median list price, we are starting at $674,950. Average square foot is 2,200. 3 beds, 3 baths, 41 is the age of the home, and we saw 994 new homes come on the market, with the market absorbing 98, leaving a difference of -4. And going to my next price range at $369,900, 1,305 is the average square foot, 3 beds, 2 baths. Average age of the home is 96, leaving 101 new homes coming on the market, and 111 homes were absorbed, leaving a difference of -10. And we are at 259,000, 1,090 square foot, 3 beds, 2 baths. Average age of the home is 101. We saw 96 new homes come on the market, with the market absorbing 105, leaving a difference of -9. And finally, at 149,900, 1,072 square foot, 3 beds, 1 bath. 96 is the average age of the home, with 120 new homes coming on the market, and 115 homes were absorbed, leaving a difference of 5. So we have now we're going back into negative/low inventory after 2 weeks of positive inventory, where we had a lot more inventory in the market, but now we are kind of getting there now we're getting back to regular normal, to how it has been for the past couple of weeks. But you know what? Again, like I said, the market is a living, breathing thing, and it's very temperamental. So some weeks we'll have more inventory, and some weeks we may not have as much inventory. But regardless, still new homes do come on the market every single day. So just as an additional point, I wanted I just read this kind of interesting when I was or at least when I was going through the research for this week's video. I found that the market in the last few weeks, the market has achieved a relative stasis point in terms of sales to inventory. So it's starting to say that now we're kind of somewhat hit that tip at the top of the market, and now and that even though we're still in a seller's market, you know, there's still we are still at the point where it's like it can go either way. We're leaning more towards a buyer's market, but we're not quite there where it comes to inventory and absorption, where we have more buyer, like we still have more buyers than we do have homes to sell. But regardless, the wind can go either way. So we're kind of borderline to that border where we're getting to a balanced market. However, it could very well heat back up again. We still have very low interest rates in the economy. Obviously, we still have low interest rates, and sellers are still seeing more than what they're getting, a lot more out of their homes than what they had anticipated, which created this perfect storm where sellers are still trying to capture the market. And that's what I'm kind of starting to see now, is that sellers that were kind of on the fence, and then they were like, you know what, maybe it's time for me to move out and go find something else, because I'm probably going to get more for my house now than say 6 months from now. But you know what, who knows how the wind is going to blow, who knows what's going to happen. We don't have a crystal ball. But you know what, it's always nice to remember that, if you have the ability to buy, it's still a good time to buy. Buying right now is still good because the interest rates are so low, and selling is also a good time now because we still have a lot of buyers in the market, and they are looking to get into that home, and you can still get a lot more for your house than you could get probably if you were to sit on the fence and wait later on. So, but with that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me this week, and I look forward to seeing you next week, and have a good one.